I really feel like this is an important message to get out into the world and to just share it with people. And what I'm hoping is that it inspires you or gives you some type of value, because I've been trying to do this YouTube thing for a really long time. And while the desire and the passion to do it has never waned, the drive definitely has. I've made some videos and archived a few of them. I've tried to be consistent and I've let myself down plenty of times. I've had a lot of YouTube comebacks where I've been a little happier with my channel, but then I'd lose momentum and I'd stop again. I was rarely ever happy with the finished product. I was always unsatisfied with my progress and my process. I was stuck in this loop of starting and stopping and starting just to stop again. But it wasn't just YouTube. I could make 1,000 excuses just to get out of a few minutes of creative skill building, all so I could scroll on my phone for an hour instead. Every time I took a break from YouTube, it left me feeling really sad and unfulfilled, and I felt like I was giving up on part of my dreams. And then finally, one day, it hit me. Tomorrow is not promised. And I know that, you know that, but we never actually give weight to that idea. But the message, at least for me, was that if I don't get off my ass and stop making excuses, I'm never going to achieve or create or publish anything if I stay down this path. I had to sit myself down and say, you can't do that to yourself. You can't do that to your creative self. You know it because you hear it. You can hear the creative in you asking for more. More doesn't necessarily mean posting online more. It doesn't necessarily mean consuming more. The creative in you is asking for more means that it's asking you to write that sentence you've been thinking about. Pick up your pencil and start drawing again. Make a plan to sculpt for 5 minutes during your downtime. Take your lunch break to write out the plot of your novel. More in this sense just means action. The creative in you is asking for action. Today, the creative in you might ask for more by desiring to splash some color on that blank canvas on your wall. More means action. More means intention behind getting those ideas out of your head. More means taking steps towards creating it in the physical world. It means doing it despite how you might feel about it. I feel like a lot of creatives go through this struggle period where you know you're being asked more, but it's hard. It's really hard. And you get stuck right at that threshold. More often than not, the thing that's stopping you from just doing it isn't a lack of supplies, it's not a lack of time, it's fear. I know for me personally, I'm too afraid to start a new project, or I even procrastinate on my current projects because I'm terrified of not doing the project justice. It's partly about being a perfectionist and partly about not wanting to disappoint myself. But what's more disappointing? Letting my ideas and hopes and dreams and arts and creations never see the light of day or exist in the real world, or being slightly disappointed that it's not 100% how I saw it in my head. If you are a perfectionist like me, then the trick is to make it perfect. It's perfect when you dab that first color of paint on the canvas. It's perfect when you finally name that new project you're working on. It's perfect when you write one sentence and call it a day. Starting comes first, refinement comes later. Think about it. What's really holding you back? As a creative, you kind of have to get tired of yourself. Eventually, you have to ask yourself, how long am I going to sit around waiting for it to be perfect? How long am I going to pretend that perfection isn't something that I determine? For me, I was very comfortable hiding behind fear. I was comfortable making excuses and putting things off because, for a time, I convinced myself that keeping it in my head was better than ruining it in real life. Are you really willing to let fear control your life forever? I mean, what am I afraid of? Trying? I don't know if this YouTube thing will ever go anywhere for me, but I have to try, because I've wanted this for so long, and if I don't even try, then I'm going to say something that might sound a little controversial, but in my eyes, trying is succeeding. Attempting that thing is a form of success. Taking one small step towards that thing is a form of success. Trying is success. Complete is also success, but it's a different type of success. You only fail when you stop trying. Actually, that should be really encouraging. You can't fail until you've given up. I'm changing the way that I see success, and I encourage you to try and do the same. Maybe it didn't happen this time. Maybe this path isn't right, but you tried and you learned, which is 100 times more valuable than sitting around paralyzed with fear. Changing the way that you view success can help you see your creative art differently, which in turn will help you to confront that fear that has you doom scrolling for 3 hours. Try it out. Make a list of your successes, no matter how small or insignificant they might feel, because that means something to you. It means something, and it means something for your art and your creative journey. And your progress or process might mean something to others as well. People often turn to escapism, to art, in times of struggle and uncertainty and pain. Especially when the world is not at its greatest, I'll just say that. Art is such an important thing to keep alive, because not only does it bring us together, but it makes us feel alive. Well, I don't know, it makes me feel alive. Art makes me feel like I have something to live for, something to look forward to every day. And I would hope that my art and putting it out into the world would help others to feel like that too. Just because the world is changing doesn't mean art has to go away. You might think that creating art is not important right now, but creating art is 100% still a very important endeavor, especially in times like these. And finally, let's wrap this up by saying, stop waiting to feel ready. It's no longer about waiting for the right moment. It's no longer about needing to be perfect. It's about doing it. Even before I officially posted my first YouTube video in March of 2023, I was stalling and wasting time and making excuses, all leading up to it. Because I convinced myself that I needed to train more, prepare more, wait a little longer despite having done that for years leading up to finally posting my first video. I had to tell myself that enough is enough. You have to convince yourself that you are ready, or you never will be. Convince yourself that your works are perfect, or everything you create will disappoint you. Demand more of yourself. Beat that doubtful voice into submission. I promise you, once you stop giving weight to all the doubts holding you back, once you realize that you're more than ready, you could just go for it. You can just start. I love it when people do what they love. It fills me with such immense joy to see people doing what brings them happiness. I believe that one of my purposes is to bring more art into the world, in the sense that I encourage people to make art as much as I myself am creating art. Even though this video is a bit unpolished, I really do hope that it inspires you in some way, shape, or form to go out and create more of your art. I really, really do. Like, I really, really hope it does. Because, like I said, the creative in you is asking for more, right? Because I'm now fully aware that tomorrow is not promised, I am determined to give my heart fully to my craft. And I don't mean in the sense that I'm tossing everything else in life aside. I just mean that I'm no longer going to pretend like my art isn't important. And don't get me wrong, I'm only 23, but I've lived long enough to tell myself a million excuses, and I've told myself it's not worth it, and I'm at the point where it literally doesn't matter anymore. Because doing what I love, that's what matters. Creating art, that's what really matters. Despite the doubts and the uncertainties and everything that gets in the way, it's not important anymore. It can't be important anymore. And I'm not allowing it to be important anymore. The fear, I mean, maybe it served its purpose, but now I'm good. I really, really, really hope that you can start viewing your art a little bit differently, especially if it's something that fills you with such good juju feelings and all of that. Art is one of the most important pillars of human life and society. So if the first thing that you have to do in order to get back into your art is just pick up a paintbrush, just pick up a paintbrush. And I hope that just by starting, you create wonderful masterpieces. Thanks for watching, and yeah, go out and make something.